been terrible on Clubhouse, but as we said, this is an unknown versus an unknown.
All right, well, that makes things interesting, that element of mystery. Let's find out if Nora-Rengo are going to be able to close it out here, 2-0 onto Clubhouse.
Yep, the second Glass ban in a row out of Nora-Rengo.
Yeah, well, that's been an operator they've traditionally banned quite a lot. That being said, the fact that, you know, we saw them utilize Glaz on Clubhouse quite well. Like we saw, who was it, Papilia, I think, just push through Dirt Tunnel and pick up a 3K using the banana scope.
Yeah, so I'm really interested in why they're so banning Glaz, like why are they so set on it at this point? But Mira comes out, no real surprise there.
And then Nora-Rengo traditionally big haters of Echo.
Yep.
Yep, there we go. They haters, they're hating on him.
Apparently they don't like efficient laziness.
Well, it's also funny because Echo's the Japanese operator as well. It's a nice parallel.
But we are going to see Gym and Bedroom as a first bomb site for Nora-Rengo. I'm not too sure on this.
Yeah, well, one thing that's interesting is that, you know, they've let Maverick through. You know, like people say that Maverick is pretty much a must ban on this map because he can completely mulch up any of those defenses you got planned for the top floor.
But again, we think back to Tokyo. We watch Maverick after Maverick after Maverick die on this map.
Yeah, but I think it's more of how careful you are with him. Like, every time we saw him die, it really felt like players were just being too aggressive and overexposing themselves with him.
Forgot that, you know, Maverick holes work both ways.
Yeah, well, they do.
As mirrors.
Just in case you don't know, they do. And we are going to see a Maverick here to start things off with. Like, you're not going to be able to see a Bandit trick over by Jacuzzi Wall at all with that Maverick on the board.
No, probably not. And we have seen some amazing C4s to counter Maverick as well. You know, threading C4s just through a Maverick hole at the bottom. Managed to take him out. And whether or not we see any more of those.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage, doesn't it? The C4 through the just the slit in the reinforced wall.
Yeah, it really does. And no matter where you get hit by a C4, it is, you know, a fair chunk of damage. So, no matter how much hits you, it's all the same.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, looks like we're going to see some goo mines set up in the garage as well. Like we saw a very spread out defense when Athletico were playing this map against Nora-Rengo. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of the same. But you know, those Bandit batteries, they're just going to be able to get shot from the gym window, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. So it'll be interesting to see what Fnatic decide to do. They're not going to opt to try and take garage control. Instead, by the looks of it, they might try and just take control of cash and move in through there.
Yeah, it looks like those Jackal scans going to come out nice and early, just through the door of the garage. Magnet having a bit of trouble there with his shotgun. Just,
yeah,
won't
that's
behave.
unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. It's just up to the RNG of those pellets.
Pellets, yeah. But he's having much more success at taking out that wall. And they're going to find no one. They do see the reinforced wall. So at this point, you have to presume people are in there. The drones have come through, so they know exactly someone's in there. The Jackal scans as well, making it very, very difficult.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see the first usage of that Maverick. I'm not sure if they're even aware, as it's almost near silent. In fact, I think they are, because Rizrad's going to start taking some shots through it. It's going down to about 75 HP from it, as he's going to peek it once again. We're going to see more peeks from Nora-Rengo on the cash room, but nothing landing. Rizraz takes another 25 HP. That's a frag grenade, but that was caught by an ADS.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful play. Rizraz going to take out Papilia, though, and amongst all that, and that's the Jaeger that's been downed. So they will now have full control. It's just Walker left in here. He comes up with the impact nade, but it was on the floor, so it didn't stop anything. Walker is in a world of hurt right now. He's got nowhere to run.
Dead, yeah.
Fnatic going to take him out. Lusty picks up the ITA kill onto JJ and amongst all that. And now we are down in a 2 versus 5.
All right, this is looking a lot better here for Fnatic, but Mariu, he's got something to say. Sends Rizraz down. And he's going to jump out as well, but oh, that's the timing right there. He was almost found.
Yeah, Racial playing on a knife's edge right now. You know, really mixing that aggression up. And he is just going to be hiding behind this bed. Racial, he could get very, very aggressive, but he runs back into the safety of the bathroom. Managed to get picked up quite aggressively. Tagged up quite aggressively, sorry.
Yeah, took a lot of damage, didn't he? But there's 40 seconds on the clock, and we've seen Fnatic lose rounds from these positions, haven't we?
We certainly have, and that's another Drackle track onto Racial. So he's just going to sit in that shower and cower for the minute while he waits for that to run out.
Yeah, Fnatic not really moving at all. They're sending out these drones, trying to lock down these positions of these players. So it looks like Magnet wants to take this fight as they're forcing Mariu back further and further. Oh, that's a shot! See you later, but Aces is there to clean up onto him. He's going to be found by Racial with 10 seconds on the clock. That's the fuser drop, but Neo's going to finish him off. That was a great start from Fnatic. Came very close as Mariu and Racial looked to try and hold things together, but in the end, Fnatic are going to reign supreme.
Yeah, they put a fight to Fnatic, that two-man squad of Racial and Mariu. Really made Fnatic work for it, but at the end of the day, just way too many bodies.
I really liked Fnatic's push into the cache. Like, maybe the presence of the Maverick over by the stairs really didn't do much, but, you know, the way that they made sure that the impact grenade trick wasn't going to work and such was really nice.
Exactly, and the thermite charge on the floor opens up just the bottom slither of the wall. It can't be impact denied, and no, from there you move on. And
if you're not already prone as a defender on that side of the wall, you know, you're pretty much not going to win that gunfight. If you go prone to try and take that on, you're just going to die as you're going down. Yeah, exactly. So it comes out to... I really felt sorry for Walker in that regard. Left alone in that cache room with 5 members of Fnatic around him, all taking different angles. He was just sort of... There was nothing he really could have done, I don't think. Yeah, but looks like Nora-Rengo have decided they want to try and defend downstairs instead. Looks like with Fahad Breach, we're going to keep just the Thermite and the Maverick. So not all those hatches going to be opened up unless Rizraz wants to do some colouring in on those hatches.
Yeah, I don't really think he can open all 3 of them. So we are going to only see 2, potentially.
Unless they use the Maverick for one, but, you know, it just takes too long.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think, going for an impact trick, maybe?
Yeah, that's what they're setting up for. So, you know, we could see even more hard breach tonight here from Nora-Rengo, if possible.
Without a Hibana, that impact trick obviously does not really work against a Maverick.
Reloading.
You tag up the Maverick, but that's about it. I suppose if you throw 2 in quick succession, you can down the Maverick.
Yeah, but if there's a thermite
charge on it, it will stop that.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not going to be any time soon that thermite charge is going down on there.
Activating drone.
So we're going to see Fnatic go all the way to the top floor, deal with everything on the top floor, and then slowly push their way down.
Yeah, of course, with the changes to Clubhouse, it's become much more roamer-friendly, so clearing roamers has become much more of a standard thing that you have to do on Clubhouse. Like in the IQ pick here, Neophyte has discovered a little gadget down in Kitchen.
Yeah,
going to see some footprints as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see whose footprints those belong to, but all 5 members are on basement, so they're not going to be too concerned about being jackal tracked. That Inox is not going to pick them off anything.
Yeah, heavy anchor, of course. It can be rather difficult to attack, especially if you waste too much time, which Fnatic seem to have been prone to be doing lately.
Yeah, and it seems like Fnatic, they're going to have to start hurrying it up. The Claymore's going to go down. And, you know, that's one of the entrances they don't have to worry about, one of the flanks. But they still have the blue stairs, and they have the main stairs that they have to worry about. So none of these hatches have been popped just yet. In fact, I don't think we've heard a thermite charge go up at all.
Yeah, and they've seen that camera as well, so... Is this impact trick going to be as successful? Looks like they are sending their thermite into Kitchen to maybe start opening up that hatch.
Yeah, and Kitchen is probably the most important hatch to open. If you have to only get 1 hatch, you really want it to be Kitchen.
Looks like he's going to open up Dirt here first, Aces. Of course, they can still open up some sight lines with the Maverick through some of those hatches if required. Walker is down below, ready and waiting. Impact grenades in pocket, ready to go when required. And here we go. Rizzo is doing some tracing.
Yep, he's got to smack out all of this. And just a little bit left, mate. But he is getting shot from the sides. He hasn't managed to take it out just yet. This is the most annoying thing to do with a Maverick. And there it is. That's all of it. And now he can get 1 more hatch if he really feels like it.
Yeah, well, 30 seconds on the clock. It looks like Fnatic are going to have to move quick, but they do have the man advantage here. 20 seconds, and they're still really not making roads.
Yeah, they haven't made much at all, but that is a tight angle from JJ. It's one of my personal favorite angles to hold on that blue side. Walker's going to find Magnet. JJ is going to find Neofighter from that flank. Nero picks up one for himself as that's happening. Bracial gets one. No, but JJ takes it as Aces picks himself up. They're quick 2K. Can Aces find it? He's in a 1 versus 2, but he runs out of time. Nora-Rengo picked themselves up their first round.
More of the same from Fnatic in the fact that wasting too much time on attack, especially one where it's a full anchor strategy from Nora-Rengo, and in the end, you know, they time out once again. How many times have they timed out?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. I think they've lost more rounds to the clock than they have to, you know, actually themselves.
Well, here we go into the next round. Of course, operators getting selected. Nora-Rengo, where they're going to go, I think it might be a cache. What are you feeling? Yep,
yeah,
there we go.
They're locking it in. We're going to cache, Monkey.
You know, once again, I just want to bring this up, but we're still not seeing that bar or stock room.
I don't think we will. I know you think that the site needs to be explored and it's not a bad site, but it's by far the worst site on the map. So regardless of whether or not it's
Attackers need to locate and defuse
okay, it's the worst site in the map.
All right. But here we go into the next round, of course. It's a very interesting visual.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times today, actually. The
Flickering the strobe light.
yeah, the strobe light going on, but bit of a party in the cash room.
Well, that's the place you want to have a party, isn't it?
Surrounded by thousands of dollars of cash.
Yeah, so of course we're going to see a lot of resistance here in the garage, a very integral part of this bomb site. Make sure that, you know, the attackers can't get a foothold on it.
I like
JJ
that.
with a sneaky little camera. Of course you like to Valkyrie cameras, Flea. A connoisseur.
Certainly I am.
Collector of fine Valkyrie camera placements.
Courtesy of Wild
Oh,
Man.
we're going to see a run out there just as Ace stops peeking that one. I think that was Walker going for a little bit of a peek, but no, nothing's going to end up happening as he is going to make his way back to the bar and then back.
Yeah, so Walker not finding anything. He really could have, though. That could have gone very, very poorly for Aces.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Especially being on that thermite, that's not someone you really want to lose this early. But this is something we saw Fnatic do at the Tokyo Finals, isn't it? You get your Maverick to rappel upside down and start...
He did actually die to a C4 in this.
Yeah, he did. So I think he's only going to do a small amount this time before he gets on out of there. It's going to be that first battery taken on down. Neofighter is going to see the legs but can't land the shots. He's going to fall on back.
Yeah, so the C4 not going to come out. They're not going to try and stop it this time. They can still, however, completely deny the thermite as Walker is getting ready for it.
Yeah, it really depends on the placement of the thermite charge, of course, as Lusty is going to find the first kill in Mariu. He's going to go down, so we're going to see, is this... That was 2? No, and it doesn't even get the thermite charge. No. So that is going to be completely opened up now.
Just a little bit too high. Both those impact nades hit the reinforced wall. You need it to hit the floor for that shrapnel to go up.
Yeah, Racial's position going to be droned out as well, and Papillia's going to drop down into oil pit, probably flank up from the stairs instead. So that's the camera getting a lot of information in connector.
Yeah, and Fnatic now, they've got just above a minute left, but they still haven't gained a lot of ground. Of course, the push they're going to, you don't really need to gain a lot of ground. Lusty's going to find one, gets into a bit of a gunfight. Walker's going to back out, though, after he takes about half his health.
Yeah, Lusty's found 2 for the round so far, but this is better from Fnatic. There's a minute on the clock. They've opened up into the site, and they're looking ready to go.
They can, but we're going to be seeing a fairly explosive last 30 seconds, 20 seconds, as Fnatic still not wary of these clocks, but that is going to be one for Walker, I believe.
Yeah, Walker finding Neofighter. That's the IQ sent to the grave, and you know, Walker's being allowed to so brazenly just wander around in CCTV. Like, where's the punish? Lusty's going to find JJ. We're going to see Racial almost find the shots there, but there's 20 seconds now. Fnatic are going to have to reach another level.
Yeah, they certainly have to, especially since Walker is in control of this opening. So they're not going to be able to run in and plant behind it. Racial's allowed to just walk down the stairwell at this point. Magnet does find one on himself. That's the dropped Walker. Rizraz picks himself up one, and Fnatic pick up the round.
Yeah, it was once again Fnatic getting off to a great start. We see some fight back from Nora-Rengo, but in the end they do close out the round, and that was the story in the first round. They won as well.
Yeah, so looking at how Fnatic have played in the rounds that they've won versus the rounds they've lost, they need to get off to a good start in a round.
Yeah, or it's the fact that early on they're managing their time better, which is allowing them to find frags better and then close out the round better.
But again, that comes down to if they don't start the round off well, if they don't get an early pick, then they simply don't win the round.
I don't think it's, if they get a pick, it's if they are assertive early on. So that is 100% on them, whereas, if they get a pick is more of, are Nora-Rengo going to allow them to?
That is probably a good way of looking at it. It's a more constructive way of looking at it, definitely, because it's entirely within Fnatic's control.
Yeah, it is. It's, they are the masters of their own destiny, of course. But we are going to see Nora-Rengo head back to the bedroom bomb site.
And 2-4 kills out of Lusty and Aces. Aces finally managing to step up today. This is what we've wanted to see all day. Yeah,
it's a lot better from him, isn't it? Although, let's think about to the last map. It did go Fnatic up 2-1 early on, and they ended up losing 6-3. Like, what are we expecting?
Yeah, well, I don't think you can count out Nora-Rengo at any stage of this game at all. It could be a 5-0 to Fnatic, and I still wouldn't count out Nora-Rengo.
Yeah, that's true. They are known to be able to fight against impossible odds. It seems like they don't let anything phase them, does it?
No, they really don't.
They're just business 100% of the time.
Yeah, they're just here to enjoy themselves. If in their mind, if they lose, they lose. It doesn't upset them all that much, and they move on. And that's a great mentality to have, because it means you can't get tilted off the face of the earth. And you're able to come back from these massive deficits that we've seen.
Yeah, well, we did see Fnatic, of course, find the 2 early picks on this attack as well, didn't they? Rizraz looking for some outside cameras, seeing if we can find anything.
Well, there is a Valk cam outside. Whether or not they found it yet or not will be, all on to them.
Well, I hope they do, because they have an IQ.
Yeah, you really hope they do when you have an IQ. So I think if you're not finding the cams, what are you doing? But, Garage taking full control over. They've taken full control over the security room. And potentially looking to push their way into cash. This is where they really put the pain onto Walker.
Yeah, and it looks like he doesn't want to do that again, because he's not hanging around anywhere near there.
Oh, don't really blame him. If you have 5 people shooting at you, you wouldn't want to do that again either.
Yeah, there we go. Rizraz is going to find Papilia. Oh, it looks like Walker's just going to escape, but not for long. Neofighter is going to shut him down, and there we go. Fnatic, 2 early frags once again.
Yeah, they've done really, really well for themselves so far, and this is the start that we said that they needed. They could potentially find another round here, but it's not over yet, and again, you don't count out Nora-Rengo. We've seen what a 2-man squad of Nora-Rengo can do. Let's see what a 3-man can do.
Well, minute 20 on the clock here for Fnatic to work with, so, it's still plenty of time for them to put themselves into a position to take this, of course. I think Nora-Rengo was sending down 1 roamer and got scanned out, unless that was a scan onto one of the Fnatic members.
Magnet's going to find Maryu, though. That is the Valkyrie taken off the board, but JJ has something to say about it. Manages to put Magnet in the grave, and now we're in a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, Fnatic, once again, playing it slowly, not really reacting to the position of JJ. Looks like Ratio is going to see that wall getting opened up by the Maverick. He's going to fall off that. We're going to see the C4 down the stairs, but not finding anything.
Just a tad too early there from JJ. If he waited, if he threw it now, he would 100% have gotten him. But no, the flank from Racial. Nothing comes out of it, though, as Neofighter finds that. Now it is all up to JJ in a 1 versus 4 here. He's got about 30 seconds left. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, Monkey.
Yeah, well, he does know where one player is coming from the construction entrance. 15 seconds. If they go for the plant in the last second and he can deny it, he could do something. Like, he sees those legs there. He's waiting very patiently. He's undetected, but Neofighter's going to face check him and win that fight. And Fnatic go 3-1 up.
Yeah, a strong showing from Fnatic. And again, they get off to a good start and they managed to successfully close that round. Neofighter played exceptionally tight that round, picking himself up a couple of kills and watching his own flank as well.
Yeah, he did such a good job on the flank watch. It was you know, when he was playing by that front door, he meleeed it twice down the very bottom. So he can just one hit it and head right on through. He found Walker, one of the star players. So yeah, very good round from Neophyte all round as we see Nora-Rengo down 3-1 on this map of Clubhouse.
Yeah, not a spot we're used to seeing Nora-Rengo in at this point, is it? It's been a while since they've, you know, been this far down.
Yeah, well, they did make it rather competitive against Athletico on this map when it was the first one in that series, but yeah, Fnatic seem to look like they know what they're doing so far. But that being said, this is a game of two halves. Things can change as we head to the second one, which is only one round away.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to see how it's going to end. So, are we going to see a 4-1 or a 3-2?
Well, I think we're going to see a 3-2. We are heading back to the bomb site that Nora did successfully defend, which is downstairs. So, I'm really thinking that Nora might be able to replicate that and win this one too.
So you're going for the casual scoreline?
Yep, as for you?
I agree. I think Nora-Rengo is going to take this one. They looked very, very confident on it. It's been their strongest bomb site by far.
5 seconds to insertion.
So I think they're going to be able to take it out.
And the thing is, the fact that they play such an anchor-heavy setup, it doesn't allow Fnatic to find those two early frags, does it? Like, Fnatic just need to be quicker and tighter with their early round if they want to have a chance against a 5-man stack on site.
Yeah, they need to be much quicker at their clear here. They need to find, you know, they are not going to find anyone on their roamers, but they're still going to do the roam clear anyway. So they need to be much more efficient at it, and they need to really bust it open.
Well, 30 seconds down, and we are seeing Fnatic take control of this top floor. Of course, no one's footsteps out and about at all for Lusty to confirm.
Not just yet. And again, that's just because there's no roamers out of Nora-Rengo, so he's not going to find anyone on his Inox.
Well, we're going to see that Buck get to work. Going to be opening up a lot of these angles down. Make sure that no Nora-Rengo players can get aggressive in the hallway at all.
Drone ready.
Yep, and this is what Fnatic need for their start. They've successfully managed to clear the entire map in under a minute, and this is a great use of their time so far.
It'll also be interesting to see if Nora-Rengo are going to be doing the impact trick on the hatch once again. You have to assume so, seeing as it did work last time, didn't it?
Yeah, but again, no Habanas really to stop. They can stop a thermite if they want. Rizraz is going to open up this bar hatch. So they're going to have access to Memorial whenever they choose to take it.
He loves the heavy metal, just doing it while he's listening to some tunes from the jukebox. Worried about the angle before he gets more back to work. Of course, that's a rather intelligent play.
Yep, tunnel going to be opened up here, so whenever they feel like it, they can head down dirty. And we'll have to see if they're eventually going to be able to get the pinch out. Meanwhile, Rizraz is still working on this hatch.
There we go, that was a lot cleaner that time. Absolutely demolishes it as here we go, Aces with the C4s, with the Thermite as we see the grenades go on through, but that impact is just a tad too late.
Yep, and you know, beautiful work there by the grenades, beautiful adaptation to try and stop any impact to come through, just to try and create a little bit of space for that Thermite charge to go off.
Yeah, look at the drones all swarming around right now, trying to confirm Walker's position, and he's taking this gunfight. He is holding the angle right into the freezer.
Certainly is. As we come into the final 40 seconds here, Rizraz is going to find the first frag as he drops Walker. That's a huge frag for their first one, but it's by no means the worst thing in the world. Papilia going to find Magnet though, and that puts it back down into a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, 25 seconds. Once again, Fnatic very slow in their mid-round, and that's caused them to have to rush as the time ticks away.
Yep, one spotted over by the AK track. He gets shot in the leg. He's going to move, and not a lot of real damage. I believe that's Mary you down there. There is still one in the dirt tunnel. That's the knee there, Rizraz, but Ace is going to drop. He might go for the plant. Neophyte are going to find Racial. Papilia dropped him though. Lusty going to find one for himself, and the time is going to run out. Rizraz has gone for the plant. Now he has to stick it, or else they will lose this round. Lusty finds Papilia, and he managed to get it.
Yeah, Lusty finally finds that last kill, and that is Fnatic with a 4-1 half. That is a nice scoreline for them on Clubhouse.
Oh, he actually downed the planter as well in amongst all that.
That would have
That's how close that was.
Last second stuff, wasn't it?
That is how close that was. However, Fnatic pick up the round win. They go 4-1 up on the half, and they're looking real comfortable coming into this second half.
Oh, we're hearing some support from Fnatic in the crowd.
However, now they are going to be on the defense, so we're going to have to see how Nora-Rengo can handle the attack now, and whether they could put the screws to Fnatic as Fnatic have to them.
Yeah, well, it looks like Fnatic deciding they want to defend the Church Arsenal room first up as well. Not really favouring the upstairs ones as of yet.
Yeah, well, this has always been traditionally the strongest bomb side of the map.
Yeah.
After the rework happened, it didn't receive any changes whatsoever except for the blue stairwell. But I still think that it is possibly the strongest bomb side. I think it's a matter of choice between basement and the cash room.
What's surprising to me is Nora-Rengo aren't bringing a Maverick at all. They've gone for the Hibana and the Thermite hard breach combination.
Yeah, look, I'm not really surprised either way of that. Maverick is definitely more of a personal choice. I mean, we saw Rizraz spent 30 seconds trying to opening a hatch. You know, do you really have the time to do that every single round? Or can you just fire and forget with Hibana and then 3 seconds later have access to the hatch? Like, it comes down to Maverick's the safer option, but it's also risky in this time option.
Yeah, well, Nero on that alibi, but seeing quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of alibi this whole tournament. And Fnatic have really loved it, no matter which map they've been on.
Yeah.
They've really been a proponent of it. One thing that, you know, we saw a lot of Fnatic at Tokyo that we haven't seen so far has been the Zofia.
Yeah, well, you haven't really seen too much. Looks like Walker's going to be picking up that Zofia. So much utility in the hands of Zofia's. Magnet's going to take an early gunfight. He's going to fall on back as he is getting Jackal tracked there. He's going to stay on the stairs on his cameras. Interesting. Oh, he's got Rizraz in support. When the peak comes on out, Rizraz is going to peek.
But that window above him got knocked out. You can see the fragments on the floor right in front of him. But Rizraz still being very certain about holding that stairwell.
And we're going to see the shots come out from Papilia through the wall, almost landing some, but Rizraz is going to find Meriu for the first frag in this round. Rizraz does hear that window get meleeed open, but he is going to pre-aim it, but no reaction from either team.
Yep, a jump out of Rizraz. He finds JJ on his drone. That's the head taken off JJ. A good piece of aggression out of Rizraz there.
Yeah, that's a great early frag to come on out. And looks like Nora-Rengo are just throwing their bodies at these roamers and are completely destroying them. Racial is going to push up and find one for free, but not before Neo found Walker, putting us in a 4-on-2.
Yeah, the flashbang goes out from Racial, and he's going to be pushing back around. He knows there's someone in that logistics office. Lusty's going to find Papilia, and that leaves it all up to Racial at this point. He's got 4 people to find. He's going to find one there in Lusty. He's got more to go, though. He's going to have to drop the hatch. He doesn't have the diffuser either at this point. He either needs to collect it or go for the kills, but I think he has to collect it because, you know, they're holding the diffuser.
That diffuser was dropped on JJ's body when we saw Rizraz with that run out, and look how lit Racial is as well. He is down to almost his last health bar, and I think he might have missed that.
Was a misclick?
Yeah.
Yep, bit of a misclick, but
I don't think it's going to matter too much in the overall scheme of things, is it?
No, I really don't think it is. I think he's going to be in a bit of trouble as he does melee out the cam there. But Aces finds him from behind that blue pillar, and Fnatic win their first defensive round.
Fnatic up 5-1.
They're on match point.
You know what I think Nora-Rengo are doing here, right? This is their
building suspense.
No. This is their overarching strategy. They're going to lose to Fnatic on Clubhouse, so Fnatic think they can play Clubhouse. And it's only going to make it better for them in future tournaments.
It's the long game, is it? They're thinking about the future.
No, I'm just joking, of course. But yeah, very interesting to see how Nora-Rengo have changed their map pool, and, you know, to see Fnatic bossing them 5-1 right now.
And, you know, you've ripped a fair bit on Fnatic's Clubhouse, but at the end of the day, this is why they don't play it. Like, Nora-Rengo, this is why they don't play it. If Fnatic's Clubhouse is bad, and you're losing this poorly to them, this is why you don't play it.
But on the flip side, if we look at the previous match on Clubhouse that Nora-Rengo had was against Atletico, that one went all the way to overtime, so... You know, maybe Fnatic have finally ironed out their issues with Clubhouse, but, you know, I want to see it tested against a few more teams before I start making wild claims like that.
Yeah, potentially. Lusty with 8 kills, though, going absolutely mental, but we're seeing a very even kill spread across the board. Magnet on the bottom of the scoreboard.
And look at Nora-Rengo's. 2 players with 2 and 3 players with 3. It's really not the heights we expect to see from these players, is it?
No, it isn't, particularly when you think about the talent they have in Walker, Meriu, that they shouldn't be on 3 frags each. Like, you know what I mean? So, especially after 6 rounds.
Yeah, 0.5 kills a round so far is really not good enough, is it? But this is on, not their map pick. So heading over to the decider map, I'm assuming we're just going to start looking forward to that. As I think this map might be over right here, right now.
You don't count Nora-Rengo out, right? Like, they're 5-1 down. I did say they could be 5-0 down, and I wouldn't count them out. So look, I'm gonna have to stick to my guns here. I'm gonna have to stick to my words, and I'm not gonna count Nora-Rengo out yet.
All right. Well, I'm, even if I might be calling it too early, I think it might be over. From the map that has previously been their permaban to them playing it in this tournament, it hasn't looked like it's been a strong map for them so far.
No, it really hasn't, has it? But that being said, anything can happen. Nora-Rengo are a very powerful team. They're a very strong team. And I think, Fnatic, they can't get complacent just yet. And they can't consider themselves the victors of this map just yet either.
Yeah, well, a minute off the clock now, and they, they've sat outside a bit, opened up some sight lines, but they really haven't done too much just yet. Mario looks like he's going to just jump straight on into connector.
Yeah, he's going to jump straight in. Doesn't really find anything, and he jumps straight back out again. So Rizraz is going to put an end to Papilia's life. Managed to take his head off. And now Fnatic just going to continue holding this cash room.
Yeah, we can hear those explosives coming out as it looks like Nora-Rengo are just trying to force their way up the stairs as well. Could be a bit of an ill-advised decision if Fnatic are ready for it, as we're going to see the double use of the hard breach, but there's a mute jammer.
Yep, the mute jammers are there. Racial's just going to have to forget his, and JJ is going to pick his up. Finally, they managed to get it. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how they removed that mute jammer, but however... Oh, no, they just picked it up and moved on with their lives.
And I believe that went off. That was their second thermite charge, of course, as well. So them opening up this bomb site on almost every single angle. So we're going to see JJ narrowly miss that shot there. But Walker, he's going to trade finally back onto Lusty, putting us in a 4-on-4.
Yeah, all even up now with 40 seconds left. Nora-Rengo opening up just a little bit more in the bomb site. Neophyter below this window. He could potentially find one, as Racial's going to find Magnet. And if anyone jumps in that window, they're going to be fodder for him. Rizraz picks up Walker in amongst it all, and that leaves us in a 3 versus 3. But Meryu has something to say about that as he takes out Aces. Rizraz replying straight away. That leaves us in a 2 versus 2 as the numbers are whittling down. Racial finds Neophyter below the window. It's all up to Rizraz here in a 1 versus 2. Can he do it as the plant goes down? He gets into a bit of a firefight. He finds one. That's JJ taken out. So it is a 1-on-1 Racial versus Rizraz.
Yeah, Racial's gone all the way downstairs as well, completely changed up his position, and he's going to walk up these east stairs. Surely the barbed wire sound is going to alert Rizraz to his position, but it's not like he's aware at all, as he's keeping his eye on the diffuser. No! But Rizraz, he lands those shots! Wow, how does he do that? The 1-on-2 clutch. And we are going to see Fnatic pick up Clubhouse with a dominant 6-1 scoreline. Wow, what a clutch from Rizraz.
What on earth was that from Fnatic? That's a little bit more like it. That's what we expected to see at the Season 8 finals. And this is the Fnatic that we talk about when we say that they could or should be the best team in the APAC region.
Yeah, it's very, very dominant showing here on Clubhouse. And those individual flicks, though.
Yeah, the individual brilliance from some of those Fnatic members completely overshadowed Nora. Like, we talk about Nora's individual, prowess, but, that was all the Fnatic show.
That's the first really convincing map that we've actually seen out of Fnatic in a little while, obviously bearing in mind they got 2-0'd in the finals of the Season 8 finals, essentially. They come into today, they had a couple of overtimes, a pretty close win there against Darksider, but that's definitely... something a little bit different from Fnatic, and definitely a nice change of scenery, I think, for them.
Yeah, it really is, and it's going to be a nice confidence boost leading into the final map here. Leading into Consulate, I think that it's going to be great for them.
Yeah, it definitely is, but Consulate, that's the map that Nora-Rengo definitely know a lot about. Fnatic do as well, but, it's been a staple for Nora-Rengo for ages.
All right, let's just reset ourselves a little bit here. We need to kind of remind everybody as to how that map was supposed to play out. Obviously, Clubhouse, it was the map choice of Fnatic. You guys were saying that it's really not a map that Nora-Rengo tend to play too much. So are we kind of getting a little bit too excited based on that result?
Well, I think it comes down to a team that has played extremely poorly on Clubhouse in the past, and a team that just doesn't play it. So what wins, a poor performance or no performance?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? And I guess in this case, it's technically a poor performance, but I think that was anything but from Fnatic.
Yeah, it definitely did look good. Like, you know, there was the one round that they won, their final attack round, which, you know, came right down to the wire. It's showing the replay right now, of course, but yeah, it was very dominating in pretty much all the rounds, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do think Fnatic had their glaring weaknesses in some of their strategies and how they played. So I don't think it's all sunshines and daisies for them. I think they definitely had some glaring weaknesses, but Nora-Rengo not feeling comfortable on this map, I think.
Well,
weren't able to exploit them.
regardless of whether or not that was Fnatic playing, I guess, really, really well or Nora-Rengo playing not so well, I think that is, like you've said, a great confidence booster for Fnatic heading into that final map now. This is coming down to the third map once again. It's been a crazy, crazy day here at the Six Masters 2018. But for Fnatic and for Nora-Rengo, you know, going into that final map now, there is a lot of momentum on the side of Fnatic, and that is not something that Nora-Rengo has actually had to deal with on LAN in, well, quite a while. Certainly not here, and certainly not at the the Season 8 APAC Finals either. So they may not be too used to coming back from behind.
I don't think that they would be at this point. I mean, they had a very dominant performance in their own Pro League. They had a very dominant performance in their Pro League playoffs. They had a very dominant performance at the APAC Finals. And they've